Okay, so this could be aiming up to be a pretty big week for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. We know now that we've gotten 2 episodes of the Suicide Squad Insider, one that gave us a ton of new gameplay, a new look at the story, and then another that gave us a look at some of the side characters. As a matter of fact, all the Suicide Squad social media accounts have been posting about some of these side characters. So, we have this image here of Hack. She is a technomancer, hacker trapped in a digital form after infiltration gone wrong. And she hacks into the Suicide Squad's neck bombs to provide ability upgrades. Hack is honestly a really interesting character, and I'm looking forward to seeing how we're going to be able to interact with her throughout the story of the game. And then there's also Gizmo, who's most notably a Teen Titans villain. I think it's awesome that he's a supporting character in this game. And for Gizmo, it's explained that he is a vehicle expert, was the fix-it guy and mechanic for the criminal underworld for years, and uses the Suicide Squad to test out his unconventional vehicular creations. And that's right, you may have noticed in my hands-on impressions video that there are some vehicles that you can ride around in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. They have a timer to them, they blow up after a couple of seconds. It's kind of cool, but also for me, I much prefer just playing as the actual squad. Nevertheless, though, some of the interactions that you have with Gizmo are pretty funny, and I'm glad he's in the game. And then finally, and most recently, they posted about Toyman. He is the mechanical genius, enthusiastic and naive fanboy with an adoration for the Justice League, and augments the squad's weapons, granting bonus stats. And I found Toyman to be so interesting when it comes to specifically the story, because he is such a super fan of the Justice League. And so what's going on in the story is kind of heartbreaking for him. He's almost acting as an audience character. He is the perspective of us. At least that's how it felt for me, because I'm the same way as Toyman. I love the Justice League. I don't want to see them so bad. You don't want to believe that they're really lost now to Brainiac's, brainwashing. But anyways, all this to say, we're sitting here and wondering when we're going to be getting episode 3 of the Suicide Squad Insider. Wondering it just as much as I'm wondering why you haven't scrolled down and hit the like button right now. And it's to the point where a bunch of people are just straight up tweeting the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League Twitter account asking when we're going to be getting episode 3. Lejeune, who is a fellow content creator covering this game, you should go check out his channel, just straight up tweeted at them saying, hey, episode 3, and then they responded saying soon. Outlaw over on Twitter just tweeted at them saying drop Insider episode 3 at Rocksteady Games, and the Suicide Squad account responded saying it's almost ready. And then just before the weekend, and I apologize that I didn't cover this earlier, but I was away for the weekend, they dropped a bombshell and seemingly confirmed what will probably be covered in the next episode of the Suicide Squad Insider, as well as maybe the first DLC character that we're going to be getting for this game. They tweeted out, the Daily Planet's due for a makeover soon, and our next Insider episode, #Suicide Squad game. And attached was an image of what looks to be some concept art of a Jokerized Daily Planet. You can also see Harley Quinn standing there looking upon it, and I think this means that Joker's coming to the Suicide Squad game. Many people have noted that there is a newspaper strapped to the side of the Jokerized Daily Planet, and if you flip the image upside down, that looks to be a newspaper headline that showcases an image of the Joker. And they did mention that episode 3 of the Suicide Squad Insider was going to give us a bit of insight into what the post-launch plans were going to be for this game.
In our next episode, we'll take a look at what you can expect from our game after launch.
This is the biggest cinematic experience that Rocksteady has ever created, with more hours of cinematic cutscenes than ever before. But I think we leave the setting of our story open enough that for post-launch content, players will be excited to come back and find out what we're going to do next.
You, want to talk about it?
Know what, Quinn? I do.
Obviously, it's a live service. They're going to have some DLC. They're going to want to try and support this game maybe for years to come if all things work out well. But at the very least, they have a bit of a plan here. They've got some content that they want to release after the game comes out on January 30th, which is in just over 2 weeks. Obviously, it's a little bit further if you're going to be getting the base version of the game. January 30th is for the deluxe edition owners. And yeah, of course, the question is going to become, how the hell are they doing this? How exactly is Joker going to be a playable character in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, considering, it's an Arkham game, and, well, what happened to Arkham Joker wouldn't be something that you come back from. He's literally ashes now. And the answer could be a number of things, okay? It could be somehow the Joker has returned, but it could also be something like somebody is just taking up the mantle of the Joker, inspired by the guy. Another option here is that maybe this doesn't mean that Joker is playable, but rather that Joker thugs have taken over the Daily Planet, and that there's something going on with that related to DLC that's coming up for the game after it launches. The last last option here is that, yes, it means the Joker is playable, and maybe he comes from another Earth. Maybe this is a multiversal story in some way. DC Comics, and I mean, superheroes, the genre in general, is certainly not shy of doing things like an Earth 2 or just going to an alternate dimension. So there's certainly a possibility that with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, since this is a continuation of the Arkham franchise and the Arkham Joker is dead, that maybe this is a Joker from a different universe. I have no idea what to expect from here, but it would be interesting that the character you play as to experience a third-person shooter for the first time within Arkham Knight, being Joker, could potentially end up being a playable character within this game. I think it'd also be really funny if you can get the exact same shotgun you had during that section at the end of Arkham Knight as a usable weapon in this game as well. But also, if Joker is playable, I have no idea what they would do for this character in terms of traversal. As I've mentioned before, I really love the traversal in this game. Deadshot, King Shark, Captain Boomerang move so smoothly for me. I still haven't quite figured out Harley Quinn. She kind of feels a little floaty for me, but I'm gonna put in the work when the game comes out to see how I feel about that for sure. But the thing is, all 4 of these characters move relatively quickly. You know, if you have a squad online playing as 4 different characters, you can get from one end of the map to the other fairly quick. So I wonder how they're gonna make sure that a character like Joker can keep up. Considering all the teasing for the next episode of the Suicide Squad Insider was done last week, I'd have to imagine that the Insider is probably going to be dropping this week. I'd assume that it's going to be on Wednesday, which means maybe as I am making this video, they could have announced that already. And if that ends up being the case, I will update the information in the comments section below. But if not, they're probably going to announce it tomorrow or again, sometime this week. I imagine it's going to be this Wednesday. And this will be a very important Suicide Squad Insider. They can't just go over the fact that like there's going to be a Joker thing coming to the game. A lot of people, especially when it comes to the live service element of this game, need to know that they're investing in something that will have a consistent amount of updates. What I'm hoping for out of this next Insider is that we get a decent roadmap to know, hey, after this game comes out, there's going to be a lot coming. I'm glad though that now the NDA for the closed alpha test has been lifted. A ton of people have been giving their opinions online, and there's been a lot more positivity circulating online, which I'm glad to see. Obviously, I have some problems with the game, and I know some people online, even if they did like that alpha test, have their problems as well. But it's good to see that there's quite a bit of people that have come around to the gameplay. When it comes to the gunplay, when it comes to the traversal, there's some fun to be had here. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Just over 2 weeks time for this game to be in everybody's hands. The long wait for the next Rocksteady game will finally be over. And well, everybody gets to play it and give their thoughts. Considering it's a live service, hoping that there's going to be a ton of post-launch content that ends up being worthwhile. Obviously, I'm going to be covering it all right here on this channel. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you got those notifications on. You don't want to miss a thing. And with that being said, sound off with your thoughts in the comments section below. First of all, what do you think of some of the supporting cast here in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? And also, what do you think about this tease? Is the Joker going to be the first DLC character coming to this game? Sound off with all your thoughts in the comments below. I've been Caboose. I'll see you guys later.